action. That was quite the experience there. All right. Okay. Let's get this back in order here. We're able to make calls. Magic Jack, Skype, everything. Everything was denying my outbound calls. But the universe cannot deny what is rightfully mine. That's what you guys should be thinking, right? Stop at nothing. All right, cool. We're back in action. Let's hammer away here. All right, so let me bring up, I'm just going to have to bounce along and between both systems, do the best we can. Try to get as many calls out in the next 30 minutes. 30 or so minutes. All right, so this property, we spoke to them a little bit ago. All right, so actually this particular one I was going to call looks like they don't have a property there, but looks like they're now on our cash buyers list, so no need to follow up here. I'm going to complete that. Okay. So some of these actually are tasks that Joe or one of my other assistants may have spoken to at some point along the life of the lead here. But nonetheless, I'll try to continue forward. All right, so those are all future. Checking the, all right. All right, so let's see the details on this one. So just so you guys know, because we're doing follow-ups and we have history on each of these, I want to know a little bit of what the scenario is before I give them a call back. All right, if one of my assistants spoke to them this week or a couple weeks ago and said, yeah, we're not interested now, we're interested, a month, 6 months, a year from now, we don't want to call them back, saying the same things. All right, let's see. Okay. I'm going to go to some of the records that look like they're overdue. So again, these aren't really mine, but I'm going to go ahead and actually, you know what? Let's follow up with this guy. So yesterday I spoke to Esther. He told me to call the property manager. The property manager cut the call pretty short, never called me back, kind of blew me off. So I want to give him a call back and just see if we can make some headway. It seems that he may have some other properties. Hey, Esther, this is Ryan. How you doing?
Hello?
Hi, is this Esther?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was talking to your husband before. I spoke to him yesterday, and actually Friday. I was just following up on one of the properties. He gave me a property manager's phone number to get more information, but when I called the gentleman, he pretty much hung up. So I just figured I'd give you guys a call back and just drop you a line. I'm guessing that you guys probably own maybe a few properties in Trenton. So I figured, let me just give you a call. Do you have any properties at all that need a ton of work or have problem tenants that you'd be interested in selling?
No.
I'm sorry, was that no?
No.
Not at this. Okay. If it's all right for you, do you mind if I follow up every once in a while, check in, see if you might be interested in
I'm not before a year.
at least for a year? All right, that's not a problem. We're not going anywhere anytime soon. I'll plug it in here. I'll drop you a line 11, 12 months. And if anything changes beforehand, feel free to give me a call back.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. My name is Ryan, and enjoy the rest of your summer, and we'll talk in about 11, 12 months.
Okay.
All right, thank you. All righty, so for this, we'll go ahead. He said about a year. I like to follow up a little before. Plenty of times the homeowner said, hey, call back 6 to 8 months. We plug that in and we follow up and they've sold it. So anything could happen. It's always good to kind of touch base a little sooner. Hey, Esther, we talked to you. Oh, wow, it's been 10 months. Last we spoke, you were looking to sell in about a year. Hey, I just want to drop you a line. It's quickly approaching. That's only 2 months away. How are we looking? Are we still on target? Do you need to sell sooner, later, et cetera? And then continue the conversation from there. So we'll go ahead and update the notes here. I'll say looking to sell. All right, so again, we'll follow up with him. Let's see, we got next. That was overdue. All right. Little extra laggy here today. I'm guessing there's a lot of activity on the system. All right, checking notes, team. All right, this one looks pretty basic, pretty bare. No notes. Okay, so I see text messages. So, okay, so it looks like it didn't go through with the other buyer. All right, that's important information. All right, so it looks like she wasn't going to go ahead and make enough money from the sale. So let's go ahead, see if we can get her more money in her pocket.
Please leave your message for.
Okay. We'll come back to that one. My team might get upset. I'm following up and fulfilling all their tasks, assignments. Uh-oh. All right, these are just taking a little bit to load. Or forever for that matter. All right, cool. Scanning. Hi, is this Maureen?
Yes, it is.
Hey, Maureen. My name's Ryan, and my assistant Joe has been speaking to you guys on and off about a property that you own, and I just wanted to follow up with you, see if you had any interest in selling.
Okay, just a minute. I'll give you to my partner.
Okay, great. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, I'm guessing this is Raymond.
Yeah, you got him.
I'm sorry.
Hello. What's up?
Okay, great. So I think you guys have been speaking to one of my team leads, Joe, about your property on Alpine Road there, and I just wanted to do a follow up with you guys, see if you had any interest in selling, and where they left off. We're actively looking for properties, and thought maybe might be a good.
We went through that already.
You did. I apologize. We've had a lot of issues with our system, unfortunately, and that's probably why the notes didn't pop up. But do you mind just giving me a quick rundown?
No, but you could ask your buddy for that.
Yeah, unfortunately, like I said, we had some issues on the system there, but it sounds like that. I guess you were open to selling. Is it something that you're waiting for us to get back to you on?
Supposed to get back to me with a price.
Okay, great. All right, excellent. So I'll tell you what, I'll talk with Joe. Maybe he has it on a separate file. This has been a week from hell with all this technical aspects, but I'll check with him, and then either he or I will give you a call back tomorrow. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, sounds good, Ray. Appreciate it. Sorry for the confusion, and we'll talk tomorrow. Okay, so unfortunately, none of this was loading until we had that conversation. Like I said, I don't like to have to backtrack or seem like we don't know what's going on, pretty much the way I just presented myself. However, we just bob and weave as needed. So glad that they still looking to sell. It looks like we have to go ahead and call them and make an offer. So I'll put this as a to-do list that Joe has to follow up. Make an offer. All right, so keep it moving. Let's see if we can avoid those. All right. Any notes on this one that don't want to load? All right, so I don't see any of the correspondence on this one. Maybe this one will make sense.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated.
All right. All right, a couple follow-ups. Let's see if these things will load before next week. All right. All right, so I got 4 or 5 of these I'm trying to load so we don't have to wait endlessly for these things to populate. So again, if you guys are just hopping on, we are doing follow-ups today. These are people that have mentioned, hey, maybe they're not interested now, maybe they're interested in the future. The calls that I just hung up with, those were actual follow-ups. They're waiting, or the last call, they're waiting on us for a follow-up. So that's something that we have to get out to them. All right. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm trying to get to load. Okay. Selling in 1 to 2 years, still using the house, and sell it. Okay, perfect. Let's just check, make sure he didn't sell it yet. All right, perfect. So let's give this guy a ringy dang. Okay, that's interesting. All right, so this one's sold, so we don't have to follow up with them. This should be. All right. All right. Well, so 2 of these back to back were closed. They should have been updated. So it looks like we have a little bit of admin work to get through here. All right. There we go. It says, please give me a call. That's a good sign. Let's see if they answer.
Hello?
Hi, I was looking for Jean.
Hello?
Maybe it's Jeannie.
Hello?
Hi, can you hear me?
Hello?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. I'm looking at Jeanne. I was speaking with them on and off about a property they own on Houston's Alley, and they through court.
Oh, okay.
Great. Is that you or is that a relative?
That's me. That's me.
Oh, great. How do you pronounce your name? I apologize.
Jean is okay.
Jean is okay. Okay, great. So we corresponded a little bit through the text message. Then it looks like we played a little phone tag, and unfortunately, we had some issues with our phone system. But obviously, this came up, and I wanted to get back to you. We're looking for properties in the area. We're cash buyers. We buy as is, and just wanted to see if you had any interest in selling your property on Houston's Alley.
Not right now.
Okay.
But I'm considering it. Okay, yeah.
Okay. What are you thinking? Like a month, 6 months, a year?
Sporadically, I'm not. It could be any time.
Okay. Well, if you don't mind, you can obviously keep this number. My name's Ryan. You could call me at any time. And if it's okay with you, Jean, is it okay if I follow up with you, once every month or every?
Sure.
Excellent.
Sure.
Okay, I'll do that. We'll check in. And like I said, if things change on your end beforehand, we'd love to go ahead and revisit this at that time. So until then,
Okay.
have a great one and we'll talk soon.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Jean. Take care. All right. Pleasant lady. It's refreshing to actually speak to somebody after all the technical difficulties. And as you could see, I didn't even speak to her on any of those phone calls. I was just scanning through just to get a little bit of the history here. So sounds like, she's not overly motivated, but she is considering it. So key to that one is going to be continued follow-up and, hopefully be there at the right time. So we'll go ahead, update the notes on that one. put as part of our follow-up campaign and move on to the next. So let me just get that. All right. So it's always good, if you've got multiple people on your team or even just your own, it's always good to keep records like that. So that phone conversation, a little bit of notes. That way, hey, 6 months or even a month, you might forget, hey, what the heck was the conversation? You're speaking with so many people. It's best to have a reference. I mean, as you see, I'm looking through our system here that some of the leads are 9, 10 years old. So it's almost impossible to remember all the details for those records that are that old. So, all right, corresponding text. So we're just scrolling through. All right, good. So this person said when they're ready to call. That doesn't want to connect. Hi, is Antronig there?
Hello?
Hi, is this Antronig?
Can't hear you.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me better now?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, bad line.
All right. I'll give you a call at another number. I'm going to try another number real fast. Terrible. All right. Let's give Skype a call, see if that's any better.
No.
Hey, Antonig,
Hello?
is this it? Hey, is this any better for you?
A little bit.
Shoot. All right, I'll do the best I can, and I'll make it quick, okay?
Go ahead.
All right. So we spoke to you on and off through text message about your property on Carr Street, and I just wanted to follow up with you. It's been a little while. I just want to see if now's a good time to sell, or if you're still looking to wait.
No, we're still holding on to it.
You
I'm
are
not going to make any decisions on that until maybe at the end of the year.
end of the year around. Okay. So do you mind if I follow up with you around December?
No, that's no problem.
Excellent.
No problem.
Okay, great.
Give a
Well,
call. All right?
I'll follow up then. Thank you so much. Have a great summer. We'll talk soon.
You too. Bye.
All right. So terrible quality on that one, but nonetheless, right? A little persistence. So now we have another person that we could go ahead and follow up. He says at the end of the year, I want to be the first in line. So again, following up before that time, just touching base. All right. All right. So what's good about when it's working properly, the system, the RER apply system that I have here, I'm able to just go ahead and tag that, future, let's just say 4 months, and it automatically knows to tag that and to put it in the campaign properly. All right, there we go. Wow, it is. That's some major technical issues there. All right, good. There we go. All right, on to the next. Let's see what we got on this one. Gene, okay, we know that. All right, let's see if we get a couple more. I know we didn't have a huge call volume day due to all these challenges that seem to be never ending, but nonetheless, we do have future prospects. As I mentioned early on when I first started the 30 days, 1 hour a day calling last week, the idea is that you're not going to marry the person, so to speak, on the first date. We're having a conversation. If they're motivated, great. We'll take it to the finish line. If they're, not ready to move yet, at least we have enough information, that we can evaluate and then consistently follow up. So when they're ready, we go ahead and execute quickly. So let's see if we get a couple more of these underway. All right. Okay, so I'm actually seeing where I could utilize some improvements with my team and their follow-ups. Too many of these are past due. And from a sales agent perspective, getting new interested in that, or we hear about, hey, call us in a month, we're ready then, and 2, 3, 4 months have gone by. That's on our end. So to me, we should be definitely focusing and making sure that none of these fall through the cracks, because we did a lot of the hard work up front. We, researched them particularly, if we're targeting a certain type of list. We spent the money to go ahead and have them, skip traced, and we spend the money to go ahead and market them maybe to, through direct mail or to the campaigns we're doing now. So you spend all this upfront energy, money, time, and you have somebody that's a viable possibility. Why not go ahead, focus on those, bring those to the finish line instead of trying to source brand new ones? So we'll have to make a modification there. So, all right, let's see. We got no notes on this one. Let's see if we get them on the phone.
Thanks for calling. You have reached 609-558.
All righty. So a little call history here. That's probably why it looks like the task was still pending, because we haven't had that much luck getting in touch with them, from outbound calls. So, and it looks like some text messages as well, in which case, maybe they're just not motivated. But again, if they were, or if it was a property that we were really, really interested in, we can go ahead, send them out a letter, and hopefully get some type of response from them. All right, not motivated there. We're going to skip that one. Actually, let me take it. All right, not too much motivation there. Hey, is this Marlon?
Hello?
Hey, Marlon, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Oh, okay, great, great. My name's Ryan. I don't know if you remember speaking to me. We spoke over the winter about your property on Stuvant, and I was just following up with you. We're buying more properties in the area, and just wanted to know if now is a good time for you to sell.
Oh, no, I'm good. I'm not trying to sell right now.
You're not okay. Still holding on to this one. Do you, by any chance, have any other properties, maybe ones that need a lot of work or problem tenants that you might be interested in selling?
Nope.
No, no. Okay. All right, sounds good. Well, if it's all right with you, Marlon, if we follow up with you every once in a while, 6 months or a year, just to check in and see if things have
Yep,
changed.
that's okay.
All right, sounds good. And obviously, if anything changes beforehand, feel free to give me a call at this number.
All right, thank you.
All right, Marlon, have a good one. All right. All right, so at least we're getting some people on the phone. No major motivation there. But again, I mean, let's just say you have a few hundred follow-ups every month just by doing the numbers. You'll be able to do more leads. If you're, let's say, actively prospecting leads, you have an active follow-up campaign. That's how, in my opinion, there's no magic bullet. There's no just one channel. So if you have multiple avenues of marketing channels out there, maybe the summer months, maybe newsletters are really doing well and direct mail isn't doing so well, or maybe there's a big surge or change like we're seeing now with SMS. So it's always good when you have multiple lines, multiple fishing lines out, so to speak, to cast a broader net, so to speak. So, all right, let's see how we're doing on the time. I think we got about another 10 minutes or so. See if we get another couple calls in. All right. Shibuki. Oh, I hope I'm gonna butcher this name. There we go. All right. Let's keep it moving. See what else we got in the pipeline here. Let's see if we get a couple more of these to load that we can fire out real quick. You guys are just hopping on now. We're doing a continuation. We're in week 2 of 30 days of cold calling for an hour a day. Staying consistent so that we could show you that just by doing even an hour a day of cold calls, you could land a real estate deal. And what would one real estate deal? What would another 5,000, 7,000, 10,000 do? For most people, that would be life-changing. So that is the goal. Go ahead and share with you guys how you can do this, how you can get started. And although, yes, I do have, certain systems and applications, as you can see, we're keeping this very bare bones and pretty much utilizing same stuff that you have access to. So there's really no reason why anyone can't just go ahead, get started pretty simply and rather cheaply. All right, still waiting for those to load. All right, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more we should be able to get to before we wrap up. Hello? Hey, Saul, you there?
Yeah, hello.
Oh, there you go. Okay, great. Hey, my name is Ryan. I don't know if you remember speaking to me, but we spoke back last April about your property on Sewell Drive. I'm sorry, Sewell Ave. And at the time, I know you weren't looking to sell, but I just wanted to drop you a line, see if now's a good time for you, or if you were still looking to hold on to it a little longer.
No.
Sounds like you still want to hang on to it.
No, I can't remember at all.
Oh, so I mean, do you still own the property?
Nope.
I'm sorry?
Nope.
Oh, you sold it?
Yeah, it's probably it.
Oh, okay. Because I had in the notes here you were looking to hang on to it, and then looks like you were looking to do some investing on your own. You don't happen to have any rundown properties or
No, I don't have it right now. I
not
took it out right now, but I don't know. I don't have it right now.
not right now. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, if you had a property needs a lot of work or problem tenants and you're just looking, to kind of offload it, I'm a cash buyer looking for properties in the area. So I'd love to make you an offer if it's something you're interested in.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Saul. Have a good one.
All right, you too.
So that was almost impossible to kind of make out what he was saying, but nonetheless, I think he sold that property. You can go ahead. We could verify that obviously by checking, Zillow or looking at the clerk records just to make sure. But nonetheless, it was a little confusing. I would just follow up with him. We'll plug it in. Hard to understand conversation. Seems like he sold it, but in case he had anything else, so could be worth a follow up. Like I said, it was very hard to understand. So, all right. This person doesn't want to sell, so we're going to update that. I don't even know why this was in here. All right. All right. Let's see what we got here. Oh, okay. We don't want to call her. We actually we listed this person's property. So being a licensed agent, obviously a cash offer is not for everybody. So in which case, digging out their potential motivation or pain, if you will give us more insight. But again, a lot of times people may have a house that doesn't need a lot of work. They're in no rush to sell, but they'd like to sell. Well, in which case, for them, a traditional listing, especially in a hot market, may make most sense. In her case, it did. So we were able to go ahead, list that on the open market. It wasn't a property that we were interested in. It was actually a mobile home, like in a residential area. So whoever built that kind of used, a mobile home that needed a ton of work that you really wouldn't rehab. You probably would knock it down and start new. Nonetheless, to do all that really wasn't something that made sense for us. We don't have the manpower in that area anyway. So we were able to facilitate that by getting it listed and getting it sold rather quick. All right, let's try this one. All right. So this one is a listing opportunity, and my referral that I sent this to, his name's Joe as well, and they were having obviously issues getting this underway. Let's go ahead and see what that's about.
Please leave your message for...
I would like to have a conversation. That's probably part of the reason why Joe hasn't been able to facilitate. They were open to listing. Looks like the husband was away, I guess, in India for a month, and he came back. And unfortunately, we have not been able to connect to facilitate that forward. All right, let's check this last one out. They said maybe in 6 months. All right, can't enough on that one. We gotta have a conversation, or at least some outbound calls to make. Try to load a couple more here. See if one of these will cooperate. All right, so we got a couple of those. One of these should have some potential. Let's see. Again, appreciate you guys dropping in. Follow me along in the journey. 30 days cold calling, 1 hour a day. "30 days of cold calling with crippled systems." Let's see how well you can do. So apparently we sent the contract out to this person. That's interesting. They never signed it. Let's follow up real quick. I'm curious to know what happened with this. We sent out a contract in March, and it looks like a bunch of attempted calls. Okay. Actually, I think that was a fake seller. All right, so glad we didn't call them. All right. 2 more loaded. Let's try them. Let's try them out.
Please leave your message for 81.
All right. All right, let's see if we get one more. My man Kyle. There we go. June. Looks like we actually followed up with him recently. He rejected our offer. All right, he's an agent, so I really don't see the point in calling him back. Let's try one more. right, slow to load, but we got 3 here. Let's see if these are in a status that we should follow up with.
Please leave your message for
Okay. 2 more records loaded. Let's see if someone's going to pop on the phone.
Drew, how may I help you?
Hey, is this Andrew?
This is, I can help you.
Hey, Andrew. My name's Ryan. I don't know if you remember speaking to me. We spoke back in January about your property on 3rd Street. And I know you aren't looking to sell at the time. I just figured I'd follow up with you. We're still looking for properties in the area. And I just thought I'd drop you a line. I'm sorry?
No, I'm sure you are, but no, I'm good. We finally got it cleared out. I'm gonna have it put out in Section 8, God willing, before the end of this month.
I'm sorry. So you'll be putting it on the market at the end of this month, you're saying?
No, I'm as a rental, Section 8.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, no worries. So you're hanging on to it.
Hanging on to it, yeah.
Do you have any other properties in Trenton or Hamilton that need work, or you have problem tenants that you'd be interested in offloading? We're looking for properties, and we picked up quite a few, and just looking to add a couple more to the portfolio.
No, not at the moment, but I did save your name, so
yeah, please do. You can
for right now.
Yeah, you could save this number as well. And if it's all right with you, Andrew, can I follow up with you? Every couple months, just check in, see if things change.
No problem.
All right.
No problem with that.
Sounds good, my man. Appreciate it. Have a great summer, and we'll be in touch.
Hey, you too. Talk to you then.
Thank you. All righty. So we'll update that as well. So interestingly enough, right, I'm looking at the notes here, and yes, he did say, hey, we're keeping it at the end there. Now, I don't know what his experience is with being a landlord. However, he mentioned Section 8. He mentioned, hey, we're cleaning it up. People that are not experienced with being a landlord typically get burned out rather quickly. It's the nature of the beast. So unless he's really into the business and whatnot, if it's kind of like a first go around, he's somebody that I would like to plug in, stay in contact with. He has good intentions, I'm sure. However, in certain areas of certain, properties, you're going to have more turnover. You're going to have higher crime. Unfortunately, in Trenton, that seems to be the type of, area. Some areas like Chambersburg are better than others, but there's definitely some war zones. So curious to see how that works out. But nonetheless, it's another good lead to follow up on. So go ahead and I'll update those notes. Have my team or myself follow up. And on that note, we're going to wrap up for today. And again, appreciate you guys joining me in this 30-day challenge, if you will. We're doing 30 days of cold calling, 1 hour a day to land a real estate deal. So tomorrow we will see you again, probably in the afternoon sometime, depending on the schedule. If not, we get it in when we can. But excuse me. With that being said, again, appreciate you guys joining me in the journey, and we'll be on tomorrow and doing the same thing, hammering out some calls and searching for motivated sellers. So on that note, have a great evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.